Hey there, welcome back to Coding with Drew. In this video, we will learn about the meat and potatoes of DOM manipulation. If you recall from the previous video, there's 3 steps to manipulating the DOM. This video will focus on the second step. Script it. Make the changes. The next few slides are intended to be just a short list of some really useful methods of DOM manipulation. Review the links in the course notes for more possibilities. Enter text and text content. In this example, we can see that const header equals document.querySelector h1. We're not doing anything with it. You just selected it at this point here. So how do we manipulate it? One way is to use predefined methods such as enter text and text content. Both will add content to an element or node. Let's explore some more. Insert adjacent text is another noteworthy method to use. It will add text adjacent to whatever element is selected. It will add text adjacent to whatever element is selected. I'd recommend reading more on the Mozilla docs for this one. What you do need to know for this one, though, is that you have to provide it a position and then an element. So let's say I want to select before begin the element itself. So element, whatever, let's say it's h1 from the previous example. h1.insert adjacent element position would be before begin. So it would happen before the opening p tag. If it did after begin, it would go right here before the content that already exists. And then before end would be after the content that already exists, but before the closing tag. And then after end would be here. Hope that's helpful. If you have questions, reach out on the Slack network. In DOM manipulation, a common thing to do is to add and remove classes. This is especially helpful when you want a click event or some action on the page to change the look and feel of a component. You can use the selection methods we referred to in the last part of the series to select an object and then see the classes using a method called class list. Within that, you can even use more methods such as add, remove, toggle, contains. Toggle will allow you to turn on or off a class without having to know the status. It will add a class if there's not one there, and it will remove it if there is. Add and remove are pretty obvious, but are not aware of the current state like toggle is. Attributes are anything added to an element that provides more information to the element. Class, href, ID, source, alt, style, etc. are all examples of attributes. In this example, you can see that we selected an image tag, and then we use the method .alt to create it. .alt. And we're adding an alt tag. There's another way to do this, and it's at the bottom with set attribute. So set attribute, you specify the attribute, and then you pass the second parameter. This is a new alt tag. And that would set the alt tag to be this is a new alt tag. So you can set attribute and you can get attribute. Okay, I thought I'd share something that I wasn't aware of, and that's alt tags. It's totally unnecessary to say this is a photo of a thing in a picture, because semantically, an image is already telling the reader that it's an image. So saying this is an image of is redundant. So don't do that. And lastly, there's manipulating data attributes. So custom attributes are ones that are free form and don't necessarily follow a specific format convention, like the alt tag we mentioned before. While you can do it, it's not recommended to create your own custom attributes, which you can do from set attributes. Data attributes are a better use case for this. So data name, for example, where name can be replaced with anything you like. So data dash dog, data dash, Drew, doesn't matter. It is the preferred method over creating your own custom attributes. Lastly, HTML from strings and cross-site scripting. There's 3 ways to do this. The most common way is using create element. So const my paragraph equals document.createElement. This is the most common method of creating HTML elements, and this is the one that specifically creates a p tag element. You can use attribute section that we talked about before to add attributes to that element. While it's created, it won't show on the page because you will have appended it to the DOM, but there's others. So let's take a look. There's append child, and then there's insert adjacent element. And it uses the position just like we did for insert adjacent text. We're going to get into these two in depth in the next video. That wraps up this section of DOM manipulation. In the next video, we'll discuss DOM manipulation using strings. I'll see you there. HTML, CSS, WordPress. Get the lessons right here, get the lessons right here, get the lessons right here.